All right, chest day. I do a shit ton of push-ups, like 5-6 days a week. I look at push-ups not as a chest exercise, but almost like an endurance exercise. That's how I do them, at least. I don't do them to like build chest. I just do them to work on my breathing with push-ups and sit-ups every day. So I guess that might be one of the reasons that my chest always looks so good. No, so today what I want to do is I want to go through chest exercises and just do some tutorial videos on explaining you how I built my chest. My chest is something that grows easily. However, I want you guys to see, I want you guys to understand how I see working chest. So the other night I was sitting there, I was leaning on the table, and Hannah looked at me. I didn't have a shirt on, and she's like, "Why do your nipples point down?" I was like, "It's because I got like a tit." It's like a tit. Whenever Shane's making fun of me now. So whenever I was younger, I wanted to build a chest. I saw guys Cutler, Coleman. They just had these big sides. They were just. I wanted a big side chest, so whenever it'd be up. I want that tit. So I'd always do things like a wider grip on flat bench, and whenever I'd be doing dumbbell flies, I'd work on the bottom 3/4 of the rep. Okay, that is what I attest this thick ass chest to, the tit. So on everything that I'm doing today, this is all bodybuilder workout. I'm not pushing for strength, all for how I look. That's all I want to do is just look good naked. And as a bodybuilder, you're building a physique. Now, whenever I started, I did some flat bench, but incline has always been a priority. A big upper shelf. That's what you want to build. Flat benching, you're just asking to tear a pec, dude. I don't know anybody that once they get into flat benching that doesn't do, if you're going for a little bit of heavier weight on flat bench, you're gonna tear a pec. Shoulders and elbows, make sure they're warmed up and stretched out. Triceps, chest, front delts, side delts, even your back. Whenever you're pushing, you'll hear some people, Hani was big on this, he said push with your lats. I never understood what that meant. That's why whenever you see Arnold used to do a push-pull day, chest and back. Make sure you stretch your lats out, do a couple exercises, do a couple sets of pull-ups. You'll see me do them on chest day. We usually don't put that in the video. You'll see whenever I push, march out, and then you'll see my lats flare out, okay? You want to be able to do that. That'll help push bigger weight and have a little bit more control. So make sure all those things are warmed up. Chest, triceps, elbows, shoulders, front delts, side delts, lats. Whenever you start to become more and more advanced, you'll start to understand it. But as a beginner, make sure all those things are stretched out. That way, whenever we start doing these things, you'll be able to start feeling what we're talking about. You can feel the exercise. As somebody that's trying to build your physique, if you aren't feeling it, I don't give a fuck what science says. You have to feel it. So I took all the science-based shit, put it into reality, and whatever worked, whatever I felt, I kept doing. Whatever I didn't feel, I stopped doing. And then I'd start to formulate my own concepts from it. That's it. So that's what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna give you the tips on how I got to this point. Okay, so starting my workouts, I always started warming up with some type of chest press, like a machine, push-ups, and I'd either start with incline barbell, incline Smith machine, or incline dumbbell. Now, that was always my start because I'm focusing on trying to grow my upper chest and build thickness. So if you do something where you're on incline Smith machine, you are in a very restricted movement. Not only are you in a barbell position, but you're not able to shift that barbell. So it's good in a sense because you can literally target a strip of your chest that you want to hit, okay? The bad part is you can put yourself in a dangerous position where if, let's say that angle's not working well for your shoulder injury. It's good because it's restricted. It's bad because it's restricted, if you follow me. Incline barbell, great because you're gonna move big weight. Dangerous because if you're not capable or you don't have a good spot, you can injure yourself. This has its place. I will say that incline barbell built my upper chest. That was whenever I was younger, getting into it all. Incline barbell. My goal was to be hitting 405 in my heyday when I was in my early 20s. I was doing 405 for like sets of 10 to 12. Sauced out of my fucking mind. Incline dumbbell is my preferred exercise. That is my fucking shit. I love incline dumbbell. You have a lot more mobility. You have a lot more ability to, you have to use a lot more stabilizer muscles, but you have more the ability to, your range of motion can be different. You can manipulate the movement of your wrists, so therefore how it's placed. And if it's placed differently, you're gonna push differently. I prefer incline dumbbell. Dangerous part of incline dumbbell. Now you're not restricted to right here with that barbell hitting your upper chest. You can kind of go deeper, and now it stretches out more, which is great. I love that. I would prefer that, okay? I attest that to the roundness on Dumbbell Flies. Dangerous part is, you now have to be completely stretched out and strong and able to feel your chest over your shoulders, because whenever people use incline dumbbells or do dumbbell work, they feel it a lot in their shoulders, and that's because they're not manipulating the movement to target their chest. On this, I want you guys to watch how far I bring down the dumbbells. My shoulders are warmed up, my chest is warmed up, I got a pump in my chest, I can feel it. I want you guys to see how far I come down with it, because me personally, as I was building my chest, the guys that I hung with, they would explain about the swoop on the chest. That's what I kept hearing. And me, whenever I would concentrate on this is a bodybuilding term. You don't go fucking freaking out on me. Not a term, but like, I'm concentrating on the bottom 3/4 of the rep, not a full repetition up. I'm concentrating on the bottom 3/4 of the rep because I want to target the outside portion of my chest, that swoop. Okay, so I'm gonna focus on the bottom 3/4, all the way down 3/4 of the way up. Not all the way up, or not from the top 3/4 of the way down, and then back up, okay? I want all the way down, 3/4 up. Even at times, whenever I'd be moving heavier weight, I'd go halfway up and pump it. Now, in the powerlifting world and every other part of lifting weights, that's a fucking no-go. In bodybuilding world, I'm going to maximize my efforts in that 50 to 75% range. Therefore, I can grow the part I'm trying to target. I'm not going all the way up. I'm going to maximize my efforts down here. Not from here to here. No. And you'll see me on certain times almost do like a fly press. I'll come down and my hands will be in like a power grip or a neutral position and come up. I love that shit. And you'll see that my hands are at somewhat of an angle, and I take the dumbbell and it like fits perfectly on an angle right into my titty. We're building your physique, we're gonna shape it. Okay, that's what we're trying to do. We wanna build that outside swoop. So as I'm doing it, I'm thinking the whole time, outside swoop. That's all I'm thinking about. Putting it into my head, driving it into my head the entire time. I'm not, that's it. So you see how deep I'm going with it, and how far my elbows are dropping. That's putting a lot of stress on my front delts. That's important from why I say be stretched out and be prepared, okay? With that, as you're warming up, like I don't warm up with everything really deep. I warm up, I just say, okay, here we go. And as I move up and increase in weight, drive further and further down. Because once I start moving some serious fucking weight, when I'm hanging in the 140s, 150s, 160s, if I'm not warmed up and stretched out in that area, that comes down, that's how you tear something. Okay, so make sure you're warmed up and you're strong and you're feeling everything. You have to feel it. Am I prepared? I'm hot as fuck. I only ate one meal. We're in the morning here training. I actually really like this, but I drank like 3 cups of coffee this morning, and I was like, oh, you know, that's pretty normal, 2 to 3 for me. Well, then I went and took 2 scoops of hydraulic, and right now I fucking feel the caffeine like spinning me in circles right now. I got new shower gel. Scrubby stuff, smells awesome. I'd fuck me. So, you saw me pause at the bottom there. The whole pause at the bottom, whenever you're there, and you have a pause at the bottom, that stretch, everything I've been pushing on that part, whenever I stretch it even further with heavy weight in my hand, I can feel the blood start to push, and then pump a few, pump a few, pump a few. You'll just feel all the blood push in there. That's part of the whole gig whenever I say, find the hardest way to do an exercise or put the most stress on the muscle to get it to grow, get it to activate, get it to burn. That's all I was doing there. I'd go right into a flat bench. I used to do a lot of flat benching. I'd use moderate to heavier weight. Once I got injured when I was 20, I cut that shit out. I would do incline first, incline barbell or incline dumbbell, sometimes incline Smith, and then a flat dumbbell fly. Flat dumbbell flies, I concentrated on pretty much the same thing. That bottom 3/4 rep and full repetitions, because with that, I'm trying to get the whole entire part of my chest to activate. Overall chest development is what I wanted to do, and I used a heavier weight. I didn't really focus on a lighter weight because me personally, what I noticed was when I used a lighter weight when I was doing flies, I would lose tension at the top. And whenever I got to the top with a lighter weight, I would lose tension on my chest. Therefore, I was like, okay, so if I stay right here, I never lose tension. So if you're a beginner, intermediate, or even advanced, these are good tips for you. Between sets, you'll hear people talk about flexing between sets. Abso-fucking-lutely. Might look like a little bit of a douchebag in the gym, but I really don't care about anybody else. This is for me. Whenever you're here, I want to push more blood into the chest, so I'm going to squeeze the fuck out of it. And right now I can just feel all the blood in there. You want to get everything to activate. So in between sets, a lot on cable crossovers and on flies, even on dips, whenever I do dips, squeeze the chest. 3/4 reps. Do pump, pump, all the way. Pump, pump, all the way. Okay? Whenever I'm gripping, I want to feel the dumbbell on the bottom part of my hand. I used to do false grip. A lot of work with false grip on dumbbells. It's fucking dangerous because if that rolls out, it's fucking you up. So on this, regular grip, yet whenever I come back, I want the weight to be on the bottom part of my palm. Okay, because if it's up higher on there, it's going to put stress in the wrong places, or in the places that I don't want. So on this next set, what I want you to look at, I'll pull my titties out a little bit. Whenever I'm doing them, I want you guys to see how, like, whenever I come up for a full rep, I'm squeezing the fuck out of my chest. I'm squeezing it. Like I'm in the same position, but you need to make sure you're squeezing it whenever you're at the top. Because what will happen is what I did as a youngster, whenever I come up for a full repetition, my shoulders were taking a lot of it, bringing it up, and my chest would still be loose. I'd still be able to get the weight up, but my chest would be loose. So I'm still in that position. I want it to be tight. Squeeze that motherfucker when you come up. So as you come up, don't just do it and be there with a fucking limp dick. I want you to come up, squeeze that shit all up there. Now, squeeze. And this especially happens on exercises whenever you begin to fatigue. And for some people, they're like, oh, I have bigger shoulders than chest. It's because you're shoulder dominant. Your shoulders are stronger than your chest, hence the reason you have a weak chest. Because now you're just focusing on moving the weight instead of activating your chest and feeling it. I am chest dominant. That's, God gave me big tits. It's a gift. Squeeze, now I won't activate it. Now I'm going to activate it. I also prefer a slight incline on your flies. Like if you have a really weak fucking upper chest, do a slight incline on flies, okay? You can't do enough incline. Anybody that says you do too much incline is a fucking liar. Can't do enough. I could do incline the whole fucking workout and it'd be great. Big, thick chest. So, incline barbell, flat dumbbell flies, weighted dips. If your chest doesn't grow from that, you're an asshole. You're not an asshole. Proper execution. You gotta do the big, the compound, the big compound movements. That's what it is. You gotta do the shit that's hard and you have to execute it well. Do not let your ego get the best of you. The whole bro science thing of this is feeling it and manipulating the exercise and the movement so that you grow. That's like, that's like science telling me that you're not really gonna gain any extra from doing 1250 mgs a test to 1500 mgs a test. No, I'm gonna gain a lot. I'm gonna gain a lot. So me, whenever I do these, I prefer a false grip, okay? And I'm gonna focus on that outer portion of my chest. So I'm gonna go nice and deep. That's why I'm doing this third, make sure my shoulders are warmed up, okay? Now when I'm here, if I stay in this position straight up and down, like it puts too much stress on my shoulders and it'll activate my triceps a lot. So me, lean into it. And then I would go end up doing supersetting it with dumbbell flies, or better yet, you could either just drop down and start doing push-ups, okay? Just because we want to make sure that you're burning and utilizing as much as you can, all of your fucking energy, pushing it all out, okay? Push with your palms, keep your tips up. Push with your palms, push with your palms. Keep your index finger and thumb off the ground. Push with your fucking palms. Big swooping chest. Everybody does the same exercises. Everybody does the same shit. You see, everybody knows the incline barbell machines over the incline barbell bench. Everybody knows flat dumbbell flies, fucking dips. These are all really basic compound movements. Back in the day, even to today, it's how hard are you willing to fucking work? Whenever I hear people say, oh, I'm doing all the work and it's not working, you're not working hard enough. If you're comparing yourself to someone else, don't. You're you, everybody's different. And when I'm here, my goal is to make it as hard as possible, to push myself to see how far I can go, because at the end of this, the only reason I eat snacks and good food and have fun is because I want this to be like the challenge and that to be the reward. If I don't have a good day of working out and shit, I ain't gonna reward myself. Very, I don't even know what kind of thought process that is, but that's how my head works. And you're not gonna be a bad motherfucker unless you do really hard shit and push yourself. Don't be afraid to try new things on your own. You know, take the tips that I give you and try new things. Like there was times whenever I'd be like, all right, like today I'm gonna do my workout, but like after my first exercise, I'm gonna see how many times I can do 135 or 185 or 225. And I would do that and then I'd continue on with my workout. I wouldn't do that and then be done. The goal, what has put me where I am today is I fell in love with this. I was in love with lifting weights. This was my time. This is individualized. It's all on you. Whatever you put in, you're gonna get out. That's what I fell in love with, and that's still what I'm in love with today. Challenging myself in all aspects of life to see how far I can go. With this, it was like, okay, let's see how many dips I can do. Do that every set. There is nothing bad is going to come from you working fucking ungodly hard. You won't regret anything. If it doesn't work out in your favor, in your opinion. It's not like it's the end of the world. Nothing bad's gonna come from you working too hard. If I do fucking 5 sets of 30 dips each set, what bad's happening? Nothing. What bad's gonna happen if I do this and then go on to the next exercise? Nothing. Give it your all every single fucking time. All of you. Not what you think is your all. Go past what you think and then that'll be something. That was my love obsession with this. Was going past what I thought was what I was capable of doing. Like whenever I'm like, I can't do any more, I'm gonna do more. I fell in love with that. As you can see, like the outside is just crazy pump. Crazy pump. That was the goal here, was to get so whenever we hit the side chest, crazy full. And the same fullness over on this side. Nice and full. That's our goal. Whenever I'm doing my cable crossovers, I'm trying to emulate that pose. That's what I'm trying to achieve. So you'll see me do them a couple different ways, and we want to start to exhaust the muscles now. So like I said, there's there's a million different ways. The two that I prefer are like this on the crab most muscular. So whenever we're coming in to hit the pose, we're here. And right now you see I'm doing a full repetition and squeezing. You're able to keep tension with the cables all the way to the end. Keeping tension. I take a big step forward and lean into it. Big stretch on my shoulders and on my pecs. After I get exhausted, I'll step in. So now I'm even with everything. If I put in your workout like cable crossovers, like 3 sets of 12, okay, in my head, this is how I do them. I'll pick a weight that I can step forward and I can do 12 reps with. I'll exhaust myself to get to those 12 and squeeze the fuck out of it. And then, whenever I can't do any more of those, I'll step back, lean in slightly, and I'll get as many as I can this way. So, I said 12 reps on the paper, but I'm actually lying. I want you to do fucking failure. 12 with one big step forward, and then as many as you can right here, because we're trying to still that look. This is a pose here, and that's a pose. So that's how my head was working. Or you can do 12 reps this way, and once you're fatigued, take a big step forward and do as many as you can this way. Make it harder. Whew. A little thicker, a little fuller. Now, again, I'm chest dominant. I fucking love training chest. Every single thing that I do based on feeling, and I do it very systematically. Therefore, like whenever I was doing my cable crossovers, or whenever I was doing all my presses, I was envisioning something. I'm sculpting my physique. The thickness of the chest. Dominant look. Whenever I'm doing my cable crossovers, right here. Or the crab. Everything is based on something that I saw, and I'm going to emulate that pose or that look with the exercises that I'm doing. Dumbbell pullovers. Whenever I do dumbbell pullovers, you see it right there. You see the whole look. Pullover. Whenever you're creating a workout, or you see something that you like, or you see a look that you like, equate that to the exercises that you have to do and how hard you believe you have to work. Figure out how hard you have to work, multiply that by fucking 100 and do that. And when I mean multiply it by 100, I mean literally multiply it by a number that seems fictitious and work that fucking hard. I want the extravagant, I want to feel it, I want it to be overwhelming so that like it just blows my fucking doors off. Hence why I love bodybuilding. I fell in love with it because it's all individualized, it's all within you. So check out the bio for all the workouts. Go back and forth, enjoy it. Look good naked, show her what you got.